What up, everybody? This is Bosco the Shooter. I have an important PSA for everyone in the States and in Canada. This one is a doozy. About 8 months ago, Carney was talking about how China was our biggest enemy. Yesterday, he signed a deal with China for EVs, and he came back with his tail between his legs. So, of course, he need a positive PR spin in the form of just the stupidest virtue signal. Last month, or 2 months ago, they did a pilot program on the smallest island of Canada. They got a whopping 25 guns from 13 participants, I believe. It was an absolute failure, yet they touted it on the media as this huge accomplishment. So now they're rolling out nationwide. I just want to shout out Rastamasta45 on Reddit. This guy is another fellow B&T aficionado. I recognize the name. I didn't notice it at first because I was just too enamored with the call. But check out this call this guy recorded with the agent from this compensation program, the forced confiscation program. The reason I'm rushing this video out is just because of the sheer incompetence of this agent. And you guys know I'm a B&T fanatic. And this is actually a call about a GHM9. You're gonna love this. And just a little backstory regarding B&Ts. The upper receiver on most B&Ts is actually the serialized part that's considered the firearm. The lower receivers in Canada do come serialized to match the upper, but they are not the firearm. And guess what this agent says? He definitely doesn't have the correct information. And just a tiny bit of backstory on this confiscation. They've given us 9 weeks to get in compliance and go for compensation if you want it. And then we have until October 31st or something like that before you're a felon. And to add insult to injury, they only have enough money to buy something like less than 2% of the guns that are out there that have been prohibited. And they say it's a first come, first served basis. You have to give your gun away and then you might get compensated. You're not guaranteed for compensation. And the compensation so far has been a quarter of what they said it would be. And be sure to share this far and wide. We need everyone's eyes on this. We need to shed a light on the incompetence and how rushed this program actually is. This is insane. They're just playing with people's lives. We got this guy who called in. Scratch that. We have this absolute legend who called in to the CFP, to the OPP, to all the PPPs, all the police, all the firearms people, the chief firearms officer. And then he calls the assault style weapon compensation program. I don't even know what the fuck it's called. I think it's something like that. And you're not going to believe this. I'm just going to play a quick clip here. Just listen to this.
I just wanted to give a call to ask some technical questions about being in compliance with all this. And I'm hoping you'd be able to answer.
Sorry? With what?
Technical questions about remaining in compliance after the amnesty expires.
Oh, okay. Yes. Can I ask which province you're calling from?
Ontario.
Ontario. All right. Yes. What were the questions?
So this is going to be very specific. So, for example, one of the prohibited items, which is a restricted GHM9, if I was to hand in the lower receiver to my local police force, is that enough to be acceptable that the firearm is now disposed of?
Okay, just to preface this or preface this is an easily Googled question. If you Google this, there's at least like 20 Reddit posts that are going to tell you that no, the lower is not the restricted part of the gun. It is not the part that is considered the firearm. It's the upper. On every B&T. Now let's see what the agent at the assault style weapons confiscation program is going to say about it.
It's serialized.
So you're asking, if I understand correctly, if you just get hand over the lower receipt
Yes.
of the firearm to the RCMP?
Or local police, like Toronto police.
Local. Alright. So I'm looking at the disposal option. So you're not looking for the compensation?
No, I don't want to participate.
Okay. Register by calling. So it says individuals may dispose of their firearm by calling their local police non-emergency line, where they will be given instructions to safely return their firearms. I do not have specific information if it's the upper or the lower receiver.
You see that? The guy who is in charge of giving you information on how to stay compliant doesn't even know. The agents don't even know if it's the lower or the upper on the gun that they're trying to confiscate. That is the part that's considered the firearm.
Okay, come on, man. Someone's got to know. You know, I called Toronto police. What did they say? We don't know, call the CFP. I called the CFP. You know what they said? We don't know, call you guys. Now I'm calling you, and you're telling me we don't know. You are aware that there's a prison sentence of 10 years for being in possession of a prohibited firearm. So it would be very nice if someone knew the answers.
Since he's talking about the 10-year prison sentence for the prohibited weapon possession, I just want to put up this article about the 27 guns that were found outside of a recording studio shooting in Toronto. None of the people actually had charges that stuck. Only 4 people were charged, I believe. They said they couldn't tell who had each gun, but there's clear footage from inside the studio of all the guys with all the guns.
Because we are the firearms compensation program here.
No, that's true, but administered by public safety, and the punishment is administered by public safety. You can imagine my frustration when I've heard 3 I don't knows from 3 organizations, but apparently the deadlines are real and the punishments are real. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so I would really appreciate a direct answer so that I can be in compliance come October.
Do you mind if I place you on a small hold?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, put me on hold and see if you can actually get some good information.
One eternity later.
A little bit of information that I will read for you. The lower receivers are eligible for compensation as they are considered a firearm. I know you are not looking for compensation, but it also says upper receivers may be turned in, but they are not eligible for compensation.
So you see that? He says that the lower on a B&T is the firearm and the upper is not the firearm. He's just reading blanket information regarding AR-15s and just applying it to the B&Ts, but it's completely wrong.
Also, there was another part that says parts and components of firearms are not prohibited and remain available for sale.
Yeah,
I
so...
don't know if that helps
Okay.
at all.
But so to confirm, the lower receiver is eligible for compensation. Okay, I don't want to be part of the compensation program. However, there's an amnesty. Amnesty is going to near expiration. I have to contact my local police department. I hand in the serialized lower receiver. Will that be enough to be in compliance because therefore it is out of my possession? That's what I need to know.
So I'm not sure if Buddy already knew this answer and he was just trying to get them to stumble, but he's definitely doubling down again, asking them the same question. So the lower is the gun and the upper is not the gun. The guy says, yes.
Yes, that again is a question for the police, for the local police department.
The police told me to call you.
And after he replies yes, he says, but that's a question for the police. And the caller says, I called the police and they said to call the assault-style weapon compensation program agents. You can't make this shit up.
Remember, you have to understand my frustration here. We're talking about 10 years in prison, right? That's the punishment for being in possession of a prohibited firearm. It's 10 years. So you understand. So why is a program being initiated with no answer?
My mandate is for the compensation program.
I gotta give Rastamasta the props for this, for coming up with the idea to record this conversation. This is gold. He triples down. He asks them for a third time. If I hand in the lower, the serialized lower, I'm good. I'm in compliance, right?
Yes, I'm sorry if they told you that, but...
So, okay, you gotta help me understand here.
For the local police, because you are not, you don't want to participate in the competition.
No, but you gotta help me understand here. Because the window for your compensation program ends in March, okay? Ends in March. You gave 70 days. That's what people get. They get 70, that's it. After 70 days, we're stuck with only 3 options. Export without compensation, give to local police without compensation, to deactivation without compensation. Okay, I've read your website. I'm asking you, if I don't do the compensation, hand in the lower receiver, the firearm is removed from my possession. Remember, you have to understand my frustration here. We're talking about 10 years in prison, right? That's the punishment for being in possession of a prohibited firearm. It's 10 years. So you understand. So why is a program being initiated with no answer?
My mandate is for the compensation program.
This mouth breather of an agent says, my mandate is for the compensation program. I don't know about any of the details. I'm just here for the compensation program. Well, thanks a lot, you useless. In the days where you can just ask Google and AI will give you the answer, this guy gets put on hold only to come back with the wrong answers or no answers.
How does...
If you would like, you can call the CFB or the local police.
The CFP told me to call you.
Information.
So, okay, you gotta help me understand here. Public safety is administering this. I have to call for the compensation. I don't want to participate in the compensation, but I want to be in compliance. Your answer is, we don't know, the police don't know, and the CFP don't know. Therefore, may God have mercy on your soul. Good luck with the prison.
This agent is like one step more useless than potentially calling AT&T or like Rogers. Are they outsourcing to India? If it wasn't for the weird French accent, I would probably think so, honestly.
No.
Okay.
What I do know is that we don't know that information. If the other, like the local police or the CFP, if they know that information, then I do not know. But I know for sure that we do not have that information.
So I just have to hold my breath and pray that after March, that you guys can come up with something to be in compliance? Because remember, it's not the police doing this. You have to remember that. It's not the police. Toronto Police isn't doing this. The CFP isn't doing this. It's public safety. And you're part of public safety. And you are being told you don't know what to do after the March window. That's what I'm hearing right now.
But the public safety was also...
What the fuck is this?
You said you tried calling the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Yep.
Or you just called... Okay.
Yeah, I did. I wouldn't be calling you, because I don't want to participate, if I didn't call them first. And then I called Toronto Police. Which shall I call the OPP, who already said they don't want to be part of this? Who shall I call? Who has the answer after March to be in compliance? Now, you might say, well, that's a little early. Do you want to play with your life when 10 years of prison time is on the table? You'd like to get the answer sooner than later. Wouldn't you think so?
Wouldn't you think so? Yes. Man, you went so hard on him, man. I love it. I love it. We got to get more of this. Everyone needs to start calling these goose.
Have you spoken to a chief firearms officer in the RCMP? I have the contact here if you would like.
All right, I will write down that. I called the CFP in Ontario. They gave me whoever was on the line, but sure, let's see what this contact is. What is the number?
All right. So I have the URL. Just 1 second.
Is it the email from their website? Because I already have it.
It's the firearms chief officer.
Like direct, or is it a general box? Is it direct or a general box?
He's like, are you just going to give me the same information that I already have? Like the same information that everyone could just look up on the internet?
Let me check. General box, you mean as the location, the address?
The email that you're giving me, you're saying I'm giving you a URL or an email. Is it a general box or a direct?
URL.
Okay. You know what? Don't worry about the URL, because I know how to contact the Chief Firearms Officer in Ontario. They can always patch me through. I can even call their number, and they will probably direct me to someone.
But there is an email, like, for the Chief Firearms Officer.
Okay, I'll take the email. I will take the email.
Okay, so CFO.
You can already tell this useless cuck of an agent is just going to give the generic email that everyone can just Google. Like, this is insane.
ON. At CFB dash PCAF.ca.
Great.
Rasamas is like, great, thanks for giving me the email off the website. You're such a huge help here.
But just to confirm, so I got the email. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
So just to confirm, the response is when we call this helpline, everything after March is we don't know and good luck.
Sir, because this is like the compensation program.
I know. I know what number I called, but like the people, you need to understand. By the way, okay, thanks for repeating that over and over.
I love the sarcastic thank you. You can tell the agent is feeling like a retard. Like he feels stupid. He's like, I am stupid. This is not fun because I am not informed. And this person is starting to get a little bit perturbed, which rightfully so, right?
But you need to understand that the authorities are directing me to you. Do you get the frustration? Do you understand what's happening? If the police say call you, if the CFP say call you, and then you're telling me, oh, well, this is only for a specific thing, then who do we call after March? Because the police isn't answering.
Maybe try the police.
Now I'm actually questioning whether this guy actually rode the short bus to school, because when he says, I can't call the police, the guy goes, maybe call the police? Yeah, thanks for that, Einstein.
Again, and maybe the chief firearms officer can help you with that. But what I do know is we don't have the answer for that.
So, without saying it, but you're saying it, after March, good luck. Figure it out on your own, because the police don't know, the CFP don't know, CFO doesn't know. So good luck. That's essentially it. All you care about is the one aspect till March. You gave people 70 days. After 70 days, we'll find out. That's the answer. You've been very helpful tonight. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
The guy says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry is what he has to say. Thank you. Thanks for that. It's all better now. Oh, I can just risk 10 years in jail from the liberal government's stupid program that you work for because you don't know the answers. And you keep on just repeating the same thing over and over. Thanks a lot, man. Because at least you're sorry about it.
Yeah, well, not as sorry as everyone else who faces serious prison time for something that they didn't ask for. So I appreciate it. You've been a great help. Have a great night.
This is the assault-style weapon compensation program and the handgun freeze of Trudeau's in a nutshell. People who know nothing about guns creating legislation against people who know everything about guns, or at least way more than the people who are making the laws on them. Share this wide. Make sure everyone sees this. We want to see all these libtards seeing this video. We want them all to hear how stupid this program is, and we want this program to fail, obviously. No comply, no compliance. That's it. I'm Bosco the Shooter. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.